Welcome back, everybody, to Blackacre Ranch. It's another Saturday, and we actually have some good progress today. So that's all positive news, a lot of positive things. Besides the fact that we've been here a while, we have been working already, and we wanted to jump on it so that way we could sweat in the heat and blister and everything. And now that we've finished and we're about ready to go home, the clouds have moved in. Right. And the wind is picked up and it's super pretty.
All right, so nice. It's a cool breeze, but yeah, we suffered for a few hours out here.
Yeah. Got a little sucky, but we are going to, well, what would be the first one? The well.
Okay, so Nathan came with us. He was in charge of the checking on the well and figuring out some progress on flow rate and stuff, and we'll have him give a little update in a little bit.
Yeah, kind of what we know so far, which, I don't know, maybe not be much more, I don't know. But we've explored it and maybe have a little idea about it. So, number 2 is the water trough. We picked up a water trough, so we are one step closer. Just got to get the plumbing piped up to it and water.
Get water.
You know, that's necessary.
We cleaned out the pig pen.
Yep, that's number 3. We cleaned out the pig pen, ready for the next slaughter fest.
Right. The teenagers that came were super helpful, so that was nice. So
they did a good job there. My sister also came and her son, and so they were visitors on the ranch also with us. But number 3, 4, anyway. Number 4 is the fence is finally done. So the guys finished today. Yeah.
We'll go ahead and get a little bit of video for you so you can see how beautiful our nice finished fence looks.
Yep. And then we also got word and everything about the electric, so it should be humming and turned on today.
Yes.
So,
yes.
Now that we're going to get electric, I'm going to get an electrician out here, get a couple breakers set up so we can get power, get a water pump, get some water, and then pressurize everything and kind of get moving that front. So
I know it's like we're gonna have electricity and water. It's so exciting.
Yeah. So anyway, we'll give you some updates here and show you the progress and what we did. All right. So Nathan's our registered geologist. Well, he's a geologist. Anyway, he is actually bailing out, and we're gonna try and see what the water level rise is. So he's in the hole. And it's a large diameter well, but he's bailing it bit by bit. I think it's 1.5 gallons at a time, and Jonathan's helping him. But we're just trying to see how much comes up from the bottom and what else is down there, which, as you can see, is kind of a lot of stuff. So there's a lot of mud and there's a lot of other things down there, just kind of exploratory right now.
Okay, we started at 21, now down to 28.5. All right, so we came out earlier in, about 3.5 hours ago, bailed about 100 gallons of water out of here. Okay, so it's 29 inches down from the bottom of this to the water. 3.25 hours later, we got about a 1/2 inch maybe of water to come back. The problem is there's a bunch of dirt in there. So in these big wells, usually there's a bunch of gravel at the bottom. They have a casing. The water comes up underneath the casing through the gravel and it fills up. Well, if you get a bunch of mud and silt in there, it slows down the recovery. It slows down the water coming in. So we may have to go in by hand and pull all the debris, all the mud and silt out. We may have to put in new rocks. We'll have to see what that is. But the recharge on it, if we're lucky, is a 1/2 inch. Now it is 59 inches wide. So if you want to do the math, you can to figure out how many gallons we got, but that's going to be about what it is.
All right, time to break it down. Reclaim some cinder blocks today. Get this kind of growing back in. We've got Owen over at the pig shelter taking down the tarp. on the ranch today. Jeff's and Nathan's sister Michelle and her son Jonathan are out visiting. And some other friends that we found. We've got a nice little line of them.
Although I've stirred them up.
Yeah. We're like, where are the ants going as we follow them? And we found them in one bucket that the lid wasn't very tight. So they're having a feast. We're gonna fix that problem. Good times. It's a little disappointing how easy it comes out. That's what was left.
A frog?
Okay. Alright. Freedom! That's all the ants over on this side. Yes, there's stuff in here. That's why it's over here. Whatever. Sticks don't do correctly. I noticed.
You know, yeah, there you go, Sandra. Good job. First one free.
You're hiding, Bree. I know I am.
Chica, take that out and dump it in the grass.
What's eating my hair? We got it. You're tall. Tall stuff. You're fishing for yourself.
No. Put all the stuff in the front end.
And my hair. Ah! It came out! Good job, Bree. Oh, goodness, I need more. I think it's ready. 3, 2, 1, go. Ha-ha! Yeah! Good job, Bree. I'm so proud of you.
Come on.
Bree, corner. I got it in the corner.
Now came the fun task of actually putting all the footers. So all of those cinder blocks that we've got there are the ones that we stole from the pig pen. And we wanted to reuse them. So we've only got the 4. I might add a couple others, but the soil around here is actually very sandy. So it's easy to dig in. It could be a lot worse. The problem is I'm worried about erosion. And that's why I think I want to have these footers here and so forth. Also, we're putting this right up along a slope. Owen is in the back there, and that's the uphill side, partly because some of the baby bison aren't big enough to drink in typical waters, the troughs like this, and so we wanted to make one side a little bit higher, so that way that at least they're up on the ground a little bit higher. This is set down far enough from the ground level where the tank is going to be to have some drop in elevation, to have some water pressure. And we have a low flow valve and everything that works with gravity fed systems. But the trick here was we didn't want to dig up everything, and the sun's beaten down, and we just had to get a big enough area for the bricks. And so it's just trial and error, you know, back and forth. But we put the brick in, and it's not quite big enough. We got to square out the edges, heights, stuff like that. And so this is what we've been going back and forth. All in all, it seemed to work pretty good, and it came out pretty level. And so we just ended it trying to smooth things out, making sure that the dirt was spread around and kind of level. Undoubtedly there is going to be some erosion, but so be it. So of course I got to use my tractor, and I have my pallet forks. I'm thinking, hey, this is sweet. The guy, when we bought it just down the road at the store, set it on 3 other pallets, and so it was just a matter of us getting it off the trailer and then able to wrangle it and put it all together. So I cannot express in words how frustrating using a loader or a bucket is on the front of this tractor, and it's probably the same on a lot of tractors. You cannot see anything, and it's just mind-boggling. So as I've been struggling with this, as we're doing our different maneuvers, if you want to call that, just trying to get this thing off, man, it's just been a nightmare. So Nathan has to guide me on everything. You just literally can't see anything. So it is frustrating. The thing I like about this truck, or the tractor, is it has a 540M or 520M front loader on it, which means it's pretty hunky and big and strong. So it will lift up to 3,800 pounds, and I think that's all the way full height. I could be wrong. But this trough being concrete, it weighs right around 2,000 pounds, so it's nothing for this tractor to lift it. When we took it off the trailer, the water trough, it was on the pallet, because my forks couldn't go wide enough to get outside the pallet. So here we're just swapping it, getting it off the pallet, lifting up the end so that way I can get the forks under it so we can move it. You know, not being perfect with a tractor, they're going to have to try and do some stuff to help it stay on. But eventually we get it, and it's all good. When it came time to align everything, this is again, you cannot see anything. Now, admittedly, sure, there's a big trough right in front of you, but you can't see the ground. So there's a lot of hand waving and a lot of discussion trying to get this lined up. So what I've been thinking of is it would be fabulous. You see all these attachments for these tractors. But if they had an attachment of a camera that you could put on the front of the front loader that would show you everything up there, and then you have some LCD or LED screen you just put right up next to the operating, you know, where you sit in the cockpit area, if you want to call it, but where you sit there and you can see everything. I have seen that some people have done this, but I don't know if there's an actual standardized one that'll work. But that would be fabulous, because then you can mount that camera different locations. You can put it behind you when you're mowing. I don't have to turn around so much. But yeah, it would just be a fabulous thing to do. I might just jimmy rig something together, because it really would be fabulous. After we went through a couple different tries of getting it going and trying to get the forks out after it was put underneath, and that didn't work, and you know, we came up with a brilliant idea. Why don't we just put one of the pallets on the far side, get my forks out, then Nathan would go ahead and just wiggle it and, you know, get it up. And that eventually worked. And realistically, it really turned out pretty nice. You know, it's a good spot, good area. I can't really complain. I think it looked good in the end. So, yeah, so far it's pretty good. Nathan just did some final leveling with it, and that's what it all ended up with. So, yeah, again, I think it ended up turning out pretty good. Okay, so here I am working this loader. If you remember that hole that they dug for the pigs that they didn't end up using, you know, we thought, hey, good practice. I'm going to try working the loader here and scrape it and level it out. You know, I did bad. I'm not used to it, so this was all just practice, getting a feel for it. And I have come to the conclusion that my right knee is next to a little handle that has kind of some plexiglass on it, right in front of my right foot. I'm going to stick like an actual label or something there saying, when I move the joystick controller to the right, it goes down. When I move to the left, it curls up. When I push forward and back, you know, that. I'm just going to put a sticker there, because getting used to this is just going to take some time. But yeah, anyway, we're just filling the hole back in so it's not a hole anymore. But, you know, it's just fun to get some practice and play with the tractor. By no means an expert yet.
Okay, so here is the fencing. So over by our little house that we had demoed, you can see all the way around, it comes up, and it's about 6 feet tall, and all the lines of barbed wire. And again, they're nice and low this time, so we won't have animals escaping. And it goes all the way down there to our big 20-foot wide opening for our main gate down into the pasture from the north. We'll go ahead and get some other views, but there's some of it. This is the main line we've already had. One other thing over here on this section between the two H braces is a big gate area, but he ran the line so that way we don't have to put the gate yet, but when we're ready, it's all set. We'll just retie those lines on the H posts and it'll be our gate passing between pasture 5 up to 4.
Okay guys, we're heading out now. It's about evening time, so we appreciate you joining along for the ride. Got a lot done, like we said today. Found out some information, getting one step closer to getting those 3 initial buffalo over here. So we're just missing now just the water pipe over to the water trough and put the gates up. So hopefully that's coming pretty quick. But you know, as always, continue along with us, like and subscribe. You know, it's always a journey. It never works out the way you always want it to, but eventually it does work. So all right, catch you later.
He's like, dude, yeah, sure. I was like, Sam is like a better guy. He's just DE.